I'm just checking sound levels right now.
Cool.
Do you like sedans?
Yeah, dude. I don't get down as often as I used to, but I love it. Why?
What?
What'd you ask me?
Do you like sedans?
Oh, you know what? That makes a lot more sense. Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're not about to dance, we're gonna talk sedans. Kia K5 versus new Sonata. These are the K5 GT line and the Sonata SEL, which are at about the $30,000 price point, and that's where I want to compare. It's a very affordable car that gives you a lot of space for your whole family. Let's go through them. As you can see, we have a very welcome refresh to both cars, starting with the rear end. There's full LED lighting, except for the reverse lights, which is a little bit silly considering how far we've come. Maybe it's something to look forward to in the next iteration. Let's go to the front. As we've mentioned in previous videos, Kia and Hyundai are sister companies. These are very comparable cars. They're going to have the same 2.5-liter engine and 8-speed transmission. They're actually on the same tires, so both are great options, and a lot of this is going to come down to your personal preference. Starting with the Sonata, this is a very futuristic redesign. You can see that they've followed through with the seamless horizon that they've put in their other models, and your headlight clusters are actually down below that. Give me some Lucid vibes. I definitely prefer it over the previous generation, which had that headlight that continued onto the fender. That was neat, but this is definitely much better. Now for the K5, they've kept a classic sporty look. I love these aggressive lightning signals, DRLs, and the headlight clusters just below that. Very standard. The grille has these massive openings, which shows you that it really wants to breathe and go. Looking at the sides, Hyundai gave this a very smooth look, keeping those sharp lines to match the rest of the lineup, and this faux vent and the black rocker panels let you know that it wants speed. Now Kia kept it a little bit more traditional with very clean curves. There's not a lot of accents, but you can tell that the car is very aerodynamic. One thing that I do like that stands out is this continuous chrome trim that follows through on the bottom of the back window over to the other side. While we're here, let's look at trunk space, which is going to be aplenty for this segment. A very spacious trunk. It's going to look almost exactly the same in the Sonata. They actually have the same amount of cargo space. And of course, you've got a pass-through that you can release with these guys right here. You do have to go to the front to bring that seat down, but it's long enough that you could camp in your car if you really needed to. In case you don't believe me, I'll show you. The Sonata is exactly the same. That button is in the same spot, these hinges are the same, and we get a little cargo net here, which is an option for the K5 obviously, but the space is the same, this opening is the same, the drop is the same, these little pulls are the same, although they are maroon. Interesting. Now let's get inside, starting with the back seat. Starting with the Sonata, very spacious obviously. This seat's exactly where I would have it if I were driving, and you can tell that I've got plenty of space here to wear snow pants if I wanted to. Fold down center armrest, makes things comfortable, and you'll notice this is a cloth interior. I mentioned I want to show you both cars at about the $30,000 price point, so this is where the Sonata SEL hits you with the convenience package, which has a few goodies, most notably the panoramic moonroof, which a lot of people will like. As far as amenities, there's not too much back here besides these two USB-C ports, but it is very spacious like I said, so if you are not exactly my size, you should be able to fit 3 back here. Now in the front, here is where all the amenities are. You've got plenty of customizable buttons, it's very airy and open. This continuous panel makes things look very clean, and they're massive displays, so if you're running maps on your Apple CarPlay for example, it's super easy to read. Dual zone climate control, so you and your passenger can choose separately. Like I mentioned, these buttons are all very configurable. Hyundai and Kia have gone above and beyond, just really customizing your driving experience. Paddle shifter is back here. Your gear selector is right on the steering column, which I'm still getting used to because I'm accustomed to just resting my hand right on a shifter here, but this really opens it up and makes things very comfortable. Below your air conditioning, you've got 2 USB-C ports, an accessory port, and a Qi wireless charger with these little ridges to hold your phone in case you're flying through the corners. This doesn't move anywhere. I think that's exactly what Hyundai wants me to hang on to when I'm missing my shifter. Right next to it, you've got a little pocket to throw whatever you want, 2 cup holders of different sizes for your different drinks, and a decent amount of storage here under the center armrest. And I'm noticing that the Sonata over the K5 actually has a few more spots to put stuff. Your door handles could actually act as pockets, and there's another little one over here for whatever you want. While we're here, I do want to mention that $30,000 price point gets you a panoramic moonroof, which is massive in this case. It gives you a very decent size opening. Let's hop in the K5. A quick pit stop in the back seat shows us that this is almost exactly the same. There's no additional amenities except for the seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, where the Sonata only had it behind the passenger side. But really, I think the layout is exactly the same, maybe just a little bit more comfortable due to this leatherette upper that you get on the GT line. To the front. And here you've got cozy, sportier vibes. This black headliner closes things in a little bit, and while the steering wheel is the same size, it's D-shaped and it's a little bit thicker, so it makes me want to race. I love that. And one thing that I really love is that they finally updated the dash to be this dual digital display, where in prior generations they still had needles for your speedometer and tachometer. As for the center console, it's a little bit more classic with that shifter right here where my hand wants to rest. And in front of it, you've got this dual use panel that Kia has adopted that switches between controlling your climate and your media. Down below, you've got the same stuff that you saw in the Sonata with the 2 USB-C ports and this little accessory port, G wireless charger, and space for a second phone. Just behind that, you've got hard switches for your heated seats where there were touch controls in the Sonata, a heated steering wheel, which is very nice to see, and a little bit more storage here, although the under armrest storage is not as big as it was in the Sonata. Still decent. Finally, the seat layout is about exactly the same, just the bolstering is a little bit more aggressive on the K5 over the Sonata. Overall, both solid options by Hyundai and Kia. Like I said, most of this might come down to your personal design preference. Tell me what you think about both in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can see the next video where we'll be taking these for a test drive. If you want to test drive one yourself, you can visit us at Mission Viejo Kia or Tustin Hyundai, where we'll be happy to take excellent care of you. Thanks, let's go dance.